G'day, Andrew Murray here from the Apartment Specialists, talking about when is it the best time of the year to rent your apartment. And if your apartment is out of sync, i.e. your tenancy is coming up at a time that's not the best time of the year, how do you get it to come up at that time? Now let's first start where you've got over 20,000 apartments in the Auckland CBD, where at least 50% of them are tenanted. So that's 50% of these apartments are owned by investors and are rented out to people. So it is very key to be renting your apartment at the right time. If not, you're going to get lower rent, you're going to have vacancies, and you're not going to get the good return you're looking for, or the most income, and it's going to make it difficult. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, you can see there's a circle in front of you with the months of the year. I'm going to go through explaining why this is the best times and the not so good times to be renting your apartment or having your apartment come up for rent. Then I'm going to be talking about explaining how to get your apartment to come up in that time and what you should be doing. What you should be doing. Okay. So as you can see in front of us, we've got January, February, March through to December. Now let's start with the worst time. Okay. I'll put that in red from October through till early January, probably towards mid-January. Now, basically, from about October, all of the university students go home. A lot of English-speaking students from overseas or foreign students start going home. Their courses start finishing. You have a lot of people starting to change careers towards the end of the year. A lot of people start making changes at this time. And the reason why is because Auckland has its summer, or New Zealand has its summer during the December, January, February, March period. Okay. And so this is when you have your huge holiday. So if you're going to make a change, you're going to be doing it over this period. Okay, so a lot of people move out. So this is the worst time to have your apartment come up for rent because you've got a lot of people moving out, not actually looking for apartments. And especially in December, well, sort of November, December is when you're going to have, you're likely to have vacancy periods where there are people, there are just more apartments on the market than needed. Now, then we move into the complete opposite. When is the best time? And it's simply the opposite reason. Is most of January, February and March. This is where people are coming to Auckland. This is where people are starting new jobs. This is where the university year starts. So this is where it's very hot. There are not enough apartments in Auckland. And this is where the rents get driven up extremely highly. So it is really important that your apartment is coming up for either renewal of a tenancy or coming up to be rented during this period. Now, as you can see, the rest of the year, for April through September, I've put in sort of orange or a tan colour. This is because it's okay. It's not bad to be renting your apartment in this period. You're not going to get your peak rent, but you're not going to have that huge vacancy periods, and you'll get a good solid rent. So the key thing here is what people need to understand is if you've got a tenancy that's coming up in May, or you've got a tenancy that's finishing in November, how do you get it to be coming up in this crucial green period? And what you do is you use your tenancy. So you may put your tenants into, for example, if it's November, put them into a 3-month tenancy. If it's in July, put them into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-month tenancy. So it's coming up in this peak period. That way you can raise the rent, or if they decide to leave, you can put on the market in the peak period. Now, if you rent, what happens if you rent your apartment in, say, February, and the tenant only wants a 6-month period or a 9-month period? Well, if it's 9 months, refuse it. If it's 6 months, they should take it. And then in July, you want to get another 6-month period, so it comes back into that February period. Okay? So it's really important that you try to align your tenancies in this crucial time where you're going to get maximum rent because there's maximum demand. Now, I hope that helps. Feel free to fire me an email if you want to ask any more questions. Anyway, Andrew Murray from Apartment Specialists, and talk soon. Cheers.